Deep in the forests of Madagascar, there lives a creature that is so elusive, so, well, strange, that it's puzzled scientists for ages and even inspired some pretty dark local legends. It's like a shadow in the trees, a master predator that almost seems like it's cobbled together from several different animals. So today, let's dive into the mystery of Madagascar's top predator, the fossa. You know, the local folklore paints a pretty sinister picture. You hear these stories about fossas that can snatch babies from their cribs or even use some kind of magical hypnosis to lull their victims into a sleep they never wake up from. Now, of course, these are just legends, but they give you a sense of just how cunning and formidable this animal is in people's minds.
So, okay, let's separate the myths from the mammal, right? What is the real animal hiding behind all these fearsome stories?
To really get to know the fossa, the first thing we have to do is figure out what it even is. And believe me, that's been a point of confusion for a very, very long time.
I mean, just look at it. It's got the sleek body and cat-like grace of a little cougar, but then it has this short, almost dog-like face and the round ears of a weasel. It's a true mashup. But here's the kicker. Despite all those cat-like features, genetic studies have shown its closest living relatives are actually mongooses. It's a perfect case of looks being very deceiving.
Okay, so first things first. How do you say it? Well, it's pronounced Fossa, or sometimes you'll hear Fouche. But what's really fascinating here is what's not on the list. There are no special names for a male or female fossa, and because they're strictly solitary, there's no name for a group of them. The only real term we have is for the little ones, which are called pups or sometimes cubs. And this is the most important part. On an island that is absolutely teeming with unique wildlife, the fossa wears the crown. It is the top predator, the biggest native meat-eater in all of Madagascar. It is the true king of its domain.
So if you're going to be the top predator in a forest full of super agile lemurs, you'd better have some serious athletic skills. And the fossa is, without a doubt, a world-class acrobat. It's just perfectly built for a life up in the trees.
Its first superpower is this unbelievable tail. I mean, it's nearly as long as its entire body. We're talking up to 3 feet of tail on a 3-foot-long animal. And this is not just for show. It's a perfect counterweight that lets the fossa make these breathtaking leaps and walk across the narrowest branches like it's no big deal.
Now for a skill that is just exceptionally rare in the mammal world. Lots of animals can climb up trees, sure, but very, very few can climb down headfirst. The fossa is one of them, and it does it with the agility of a squirrel.
So, how does it pull off that amazing headfirst descent? The secret is in its ankles. They're incredibly flexible, so flexible they can rotate almost 180 degrees. This lets its back paws literally turn backwards to grip the tree trunk, giving it total control as it scurries face first toward the ground. It's a brilliant design for life in the canopy.
And on top of that, it has another trick for stability. Unlike cats, who walk on their toes, the fossa is plantigrade. That means it walks flat on the soles of its feet, just like a bear, or, well, like us. This flat-footed stance gives it a lower center of gravity and fantastic balance, whether it's on the ground or getting ready to leap to another tree. And to round out its toolkit, you've got semi-retractable claws that are perfect for digging into bark, a muscular, sleek body built for power and speed, and big forward-facing eyes that reflect an orange glow, giving it excellent night vision to hunt pretty much whenever it wants.
So, with this incredible set of physical gifts, how does the fossa actually live and hunt? Let's take a look at the king of the forest in action.
First off, you can forget a normal schedule. The fossa is what's known as cathemeral. That means it doesn't really have a strict daily rhythm. It hunts when it wants to, day or night. If it feels like hunting at noon, it hunts at noon. If it's midnight, that works too. This makes it a totally unpredictable and constant force in the forest.
So what's it hunting? Well, as you can see, the fossa is not a picky eater. It'll take everything from insects to birds. But its absolute favorite meal, making up more than half of its diet, is lemurs. The fossa is really the only predator in Madagascar that's both agile enough and powerful enough to consistently hunt the biggest types of lemurs.
They're loners by nature, patrolling huge territories, sometimes up to 25 square kilometers. And they don't really communicate with sound, but with scent. They have these powerful glands they use to mark trees and rocks, basically leaving messages for other fossas that say, hey, this spot is taken.
Now, for most of the year, the fossa is a strict, solitary hunter.
But for a few weeks, every single year, that all changes, and it leads to one of the most bizarre social rituals in the entire animal kingdom.
I mean, just try to imagine it. An animal that spends 11 months of the year avoiding its own kind, and then, suddenly, it becomes the center of a very public, very complex social gathering. That's the fossa during mating season.
It's wild. Here's how it works. A female will find a nice, sturdy branch high up in a particular tree, and she just sits there. Down below her, a bunch of males gather, and they'll fight and call out to try and get her approval. She is in complete control. She chooses which of the suitors she'll mate with over the course of about a week. And when she's done, she leaves, and another female comes and takes her exact spot on the same mating tree to start the whole thing over. This system is almost unheard of among carnivores.
When if you thought that was weird, get this. A single mating session can last for hours, sometimes up to 3 hours. This is because of a unique physical bond that forms, which helps ensure success. It's an incredibly long and elaborate process, truly one of the longest in the animal kingdom.
So, after this intense mating season, life goes back to normal, and the female fossa is left to raise the next generation completely by herself.
Fossa pups are born totally helpless. They weigh only about 100 grams, and they're born blind and toothless. Their eyes don't even open for 2 or 3 weeks, and they develop very, very slowly. They don't leave the den for almost 5 months, and they stay with their mom for over a year, learning all the skills they'll need to survive as Madagascar's top predator.
But there's one last bizarre twist in the fossil life cycle. Young female fossas go through this phase called transient masculinization. For a little while, they actually develop physical traits that make them look like a mature male. Scientists think this might be a clever way to protect themselves from aggression from adult males while they're still young. Then, as they get older, they just revert back. It's a feature that's known in no other mammal.
So, what do you think? It's a mongoose relative that looks like a cat, climbs like a squirrel, and has a social life that is totally unique. It's a creature of myth, an acrobatic marvel, and a biological enigma. It really makes you wonder, on an island that is famous for its strange and wonderful creatures, is the fossa the most extraordinary of them all?